There are a lot of features of this, and I really wanted to cover it so people have the knowledge. And if you're kind of hung up or confused about something, let me just break this down. So on the screen itself, you have a lot of things. Up here, you have the amount of time that it's been on. Over here is your little SD card, and it does come with a 32 gigabyte. Up here, you'll see recording. It's a little bit difficult to see. And then on the bottom left, you have your battery percentage, your odometer, mile. You'll see that that is in fact zeroed out. And then in the bottom corner, what you'll see is basically that's saying the rear wheel motor is on. Now, depending on the pedal assist level, you'll be able to adjust the front and the rear or turn them both on. But when you get to 4 and 5, it does not allow you to adjust that. So we're on 2, you'll see it there. And then if we double tap the power button, you'll see it's front, and then that's front and rear. And if we go to 3, it kind of trickles over and we're able to change that. Now, when we go to 4, it does not allow you to. So that's kind of locked in using the front and the rear. Kind of like that. And you have different colors for each different versions of the pedal assist. So on the right side of the screen, we have this up and a down. You can actually use that to adjust the pedal assist levels. And you don't have to press it hard. They're pretty responsive. Over here, we have your apps or your menus. That's going to be a little bit too bright. So what we're going to do real quick, you cannot touch a screen. It's non-adjustable. So we're going to go over to the settings. And I'm going to try to bring that brightness down so it's a little bit easier to see. So your first option is loop recording. If we select that, you'll see it's set to 1 minute. Now, dictating how big of a space, I think this can support up to 512, and I would do it at 3 minutes, but the fact it's every 1 minute, it's just going to record 1 minute at a time. So we'll leave it at that 1 minute. Native hotspot. Now, this is used to actually transfer the files off the SD card onto your selected phone. The problem I have with this is I cannot find the app to actually extract it out of there. So your best way to do it is to remove the SD card out. Or I've tried to use the USB-C on a MacBook and I couldn't get it to detect it as a hard drive. So you're going to have to take that SD card out to do it. Or you can use this native hotspot if in fact you're able to actually get an app that does allow that as an option, because I can't find any. Backlight brightness, we'll go ahead and change that. So you have first, second, third, we'll just leave it in its least brightest state. Mileage unit, self-explanatory. Sleep time. That is basically after X amount of minutes of no use, the display will shut off. One thing that's interesting about this versus the old model is when you'd be able to go into gear modes and then fine tune what gear can do this. With this, it's fairly simple. You just have gear mode. You could either do 3 or 5, and we'll leave that set to 5. Automatic cruise control. Now, this says open and close. It's just basically open, which is on, and then close is off. Reset settings. Format SD card. System version. Device information, system language. Oh, that's actually spelled wrong. And then you have your battery voltage setting, which by default, it should be set up to what the battery is inside of here. Yep, 60 volt. And we'll just go over here and we'll just confirm that. Speed setting. Now, this is based off of kilometers per hour, and it should be maxed out at 41. Wheel diameter, I wouldn't mess with any of this. And then if you go down to PWM setting, that's basically which pedal assist, how much power you want to give it. And then you'll see there 45, 85, 120, 180, 255. That's 6 kilometer. Honestly, I don't know what that one is because there isn't 6 gears. So I guess that's just, hey, I need some more power. Give it to me. I guess that's what it is. Power on password will leave that off by default, and then you're able to change it right there. Now, if we go all the way back, what we have here is you're able to actually view the video. You do have your record option, which by default is on as soon as you turn that bike on. I wanted to move the camera around a little bit just to show you this. So here, so let's go into the record settings. Now, you have to keep in mind that depending on where this camera is placed, you may have a wire or two showing up. And honestly, I just think it's a cool feature that you're able to actually record it. How useful this is going to be, look, when you put it on by default, it's going to be recording, but just be very wary about where your cables are when you do it. And then once you go into the video section, you're able to see each one of the videos. And again, in order to pull these off, you have to get the SD card out and then put that into a computer or maybe your phone to rip that off.